All right, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? How is it going? I am Is There No One Else? And in today's video, we are going to talk about the Endeavor system because I stumbled across this tweet from Benevolent Bo D on the Not At All Failing Twitter.com, and we decided to go through. I decided to read through it, and I was confused because I didn't know that there was new Endeavor drama, and I didn't understand what was going on. So I asked the question: can someone explain this to me like I'm just a PvPer that has been away from the game for 9 months? I don't understand, because I genuinely don't understand, what the complaints are from. And so we're going to go through this. We're going to kind of read things and yeah. So initially what was linked was a Twitter discussion forum, and they're changing how the Endeavor system will work. So instead of dailies being more individual based, they're having them be more group based. So instead of going to kill something by yourself, complete banished cells, complete fang layer, destroy an abyssal geyser, complete Tales of Tribute, complete Hellross Citadel for the weekly. And you get one Endeavor per each, and then group activity. So yeah, basically they're saying that this group-based stuff, they're doing a lot more group-based stuff than solo stuff. And so a lot of people are up in arms about it because they don't like it. They don't like the route that it's going. Some people are talking about how, they're have a disability, and so finding groups is not easy, and these sorts of things. Now, I'm a little bit torn on this initial view, personally, when I was first reading this, because as you guys know, I've been covering Ashes of Creation, which I'm very excited about. I like the idea of teamwork-based content. I really do, especially in an MMO space. It sounds funny to say as a solo player, but I do like the idea of Endeavors having more group-based content. Now, before you start throwing stones at me, before you start getting really angry, let me just go into this a little bit further. However, the problem with giving the same reward for doing content that is harder to group up to do is BS. Because what happens is you have to, regardless of whatever you think, it's easier to just get up yourself and go do Endeavor content. Like solo, it's just so much easier than trying to find schedule time for a 4-man or a 12-man group. It's very difficult sometimes to do 12-man content because you're relying on everybody to be in the same spot at the same time. That's why I haven't done trials for 4 years now, because I have kids and I can't reliably be at my computer on the same time every day of the week. And so, or every week, every day on the same day every week. And so I don't do it anymore for that reason. And so it's just going to take more time, which would be fine if your reward for doing this content would be greater than doing solo content, in my opinion. The fact that it's essentially the same, you have to do more work, you have to spend more time and get the same amount of rewards, is where this gets ridiculous. Because when you look at it from that point of view, your time per Endeavor has gone up. And that is already an issue. It was linked to me in here. Azura did a fantastic post going into detail talking about, I'll link her video in the description as well. She just goes into detail talking about, the origins of the crown crate system and then the Endeavors as a byproduct of that. And her math is that if you did Endeavors every single day before this new system is implemented, if you did all the Endeavors every single day, it would take you 8 months to get a Radiant Apex mount. 8 months, so 240 plus days of doing the same content over and over and over again religiously will get you 1 Radiant Apex mount, which is ridiculous. So over 2 years, you can get 3 Radiant Apexes. And ZeniMax is stating through week 1 of the PTS, with no clarity yet, maybe this is just a mistake, but they're stating that that's too fast. That's too fast to get a Radiant Apex mount. You actually need to get them slower. Yeah, and we don't have to acknowledge it's 9 months, 10 months, whatever. It's going to take longer if it's all 4-man, 12-man content than it is solo. That's just the way it is. And so, looked at it in general, Ness provided a good point. People are mad about doing dungeons for Endeavors, listing reasons such as lack of time. That's fair. Or just not wanting to do group content, among other things. This is on the PTS, and the event they were testing is the Undaunted event as well. So there is some gray area. It is possible that they didn't provide full details on things, and sometimes on the PTS they don't adjust the proper rewards. Like if I buy something from the crown store on the PTS, everything costs 1 gold, or 1 crown. Obviously, that's not the way it exists in game, and so it's possible that the rewards are off here. And so we do need to acknowledge that may be the case, and so I don't think Ness is wrong. We'll just have to wait on clarification. He very well could be right. Benevolent then says it's not just about time. Most of the new endeavors are behind a paywall. Was less than 10% before, but now over 75% are now group-based. Questing category has all but disappeared from the endeavors, and PvPers have significantly smaller chance to get endeavors. So he goes in detail. He's got a website to where he's been tracking this stuff, and long story short, they're putting more stuff behind a paywall. They're putting more stuff behind group play, and yeah, it's narrowing the amount of people that can successfully get these endeavors, aka less and less people will be able to grind these for the rewards. Now, glass half full, if you want to be the optimist and you want to say, hey, maybe ZeniMax is doing a full reversal, and they're finally realizing that their game is way too easy to complete, and they're deciding that they want to incentivize people to participate more in an MMORPG by having them do more MMO content. I could see that potentially being the case if they adjust the rewards. The glass half empty, the pessimist in me is stating that the only thing that they've made harder in the game so far with how it's listed is the ability to get stuff for free, meaning that you have to pay more in order to get more. And so everything in the game is easier than it was 2 years ago. The only thing that is not easier is the endeavor system. The only thing that they've decided to make harder is the one point of the system that they had to put in place in the game in order to make it okay for them to have RNG-based gambling for gear, mounts, etc. And so I lean more towards the latter without more clarity. Obviously, I want to see a little bit more. I do see both points of view. I don't see a problem at all with group-based content. I think you need to see bigger rewards. I personally do not participate in the Endeavor system because it's too hard. Like, it's not the risk to reward for me. Like, the time invested for what I get for reward isn't worth it to me. We've been talking about this for years now, how the reward system in ESO is garbage. And the way this is currently constructed is worse. So a system that they've already gotten flack for, they're making it harder to do. And so hopefully we get clarity from them. Hopefully we get a little bit more in this regard, because yeah, it's ridiculous. I'll just say it that way. It's ridiculous that they're just like, I mean, it's without clarity, without clarity, I don't see how you can look at this and go, yeah, this is just nothing more than a way for ESO to cash grab more players. Like, yeah, if you want these Radiant Apex mounts for free, you have to buy this content. You have to buy this content. You have to participate in this content that's going to take longer, and you get the same amount of rewards. So you have to spend more time in game to get less. And so I don't think this is the way you should go about doing things. There's nothing in the game that takes 8 months to do anymore. There's nothing in the game that takes 8 months to do, except for the Endeavor system, which is apparently now going to take longer. So that's my point of view on this. Obviously, I am not an expert on the Endeavor system or anything like that. I will leave that to Benevolent and Azura, who has covered this content quite a bit. But I do have an opinion on it. And the opinion is that, once again, I think ZeniMax is taking the cash grab route instead of rewarding the players route, which, I don't think is great. I think you could you could double the Endeavor rewards in 4 months for a Radiant Apex mount. Doing it all day, every day is more than fine for grindy content. So yeah, that's my opinion on it. Try to compare this to like doing one of the harder accomplishments in the game, like, I don't know, doing the fishing, getting the Master Angler title. Compare it to that, and then come to your own conclusions as to what you think they're trying to do here. So yeah, I'm gonna leave there. I'd love to see your comments in the comment section below. I will do my best to answer them. As always, guys, thank you for watching. Have a nice day.